What is going on, everybody? He is I am him. You already know my name. If you don't know, I go by Chi. And this right here is a reaction to a comedy special that came out this past weekend. Very anticipated, highly anticipated. We've been wanting to hear from him. We've been wanting to know what exactly is going on in his mind, and he delivered. Chris Rock, Saturday night, first time ever on Netflix, a live Netflix special, Selective Outrage. My thoughts on this special. It was cool. Chris Rock is a certain type of comedian that he's funny, but this time that we're living in, it won't work, which is why his stand-up was called Selective Outrage, because we live in a day and age where people are selective with what they get upset about. We're in a PC culture, so obviously we all know how that is. And his style of comedy I don't think fits this. It doesn't fit, for his type of art doesn't fit society now. But what everybody was anticipating was the Will Smith conversation. And he would slowly take a little jab here, a little jab there at Will, because he was like, I don't wanna get another rapper upset. He was using that narrative when he was talking about Snoop, and he mentioned Jay-Z, and then he called Will Smith, I think it was Suge Smith or something like that. I forgot the exact name that he gave him, but he did say he was like Suge Knight or whatever. But once he got into that conversation with Will, I was watching it like he's very pissed. Like, you can tell he's been sitting on this for a while, since the slap, and he mentioned how people were like, well, why didn't you do nothing? He was like, dude, have you seen Will Smith? Will Smith is he's like, y'all might not see it. The TV doesn't show it, but Will Smith is dramatically a bigger person than me. He basically said, that's Muhammad Ali, I'm Pookie. He literally said that. He was like, yo, I took a role as Pookie from New Jack City. We all know the infamous Pookie, crackhead. Will Smith, Ali. He said all of Will Smith's movies, he probably doesn't have a shirt on in at least half of his movies. Chris Rock's like, you've never seen me without my shirt on. He said if I had to get open heart surgery, I'm wearing a sweater. But once he got into it and he really dived into the premise, and this is where the Selective Outrage title comes from, because he said that Will selectively was mad at Chris Rock for saying what he said about Jada. But everyone else made fun of Will Smith during his entanglement. I remember on the old pod, on Views from the 2 pod, we talked about it then. And I was very outspoken. I was very upset with that situation. I was very upset, and I was I was Team Will, you know, and Will Smith is still one of my favorite actors. He's one of my favorite humans, in period, if we're gonna be honest. But to see Chris Rock go at Will the way he did, and he was warranted to do so. He was definitely warranted to finally get this off his chest. But for him to be like, yeah, like, you know, this is, let's be real, you know, Will didn't attack the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, Drink Champs, all the other people that were talking and dissing him and saying all types of stuff and making fun of him. And this is something that me and my brother talked about on the pod when we talked about the slap. And we were bringing up how that was a lot of built up anger that Will had in him. And it probably was the fact that it was Chris that said it. Seeing though as if Jada already had an issue with Chris because of the Oscars a couple years back, as Chris Rock alluded to. She was mad because I didn't stand with them when Will didn't get nominated for concussions. She wanted me to quit my job for him. I'm not about to quit my job. So he said, you know, he said what he said. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that it didn't sit well with them. Like they weren't a fan of this special. They weren't a fan. It was kind of cringing. I would say the abortion jokes were the ones that I was like, oof. I wouldn't have done that. All the other stuff though it was fine. You know, I didn't have a problem with it. But I'm glad to see that he was able to get that off his chest. You could tell if you pay close attention, like me, I'm a stickler. I watch, I look in the eyes of the people and body language and things like that. If you look real close, you could tell that he really meant everything that he was saying, and it hurt him. He even said, I loved, past tense, I loved Will Smith. I rooted for Will Smith. He was saying all that. You ain't getting that no more. You're not. You know? Do I think Will's going to say anything? I doubt it. There's really not much. He issued his statement. He said that maybe sometime down the road, them two can sit down and talk. Do I think that they're going to sit down and talk? I doubt it, especially after what he said. But it's one of those situations where you live and you learn. You know, you live and you learn, and that's what we're going to do. But hopefully that's what they do from here on out. So I just wanted to quickly talk about that because it's brand new. It just came out. Probably going to watch it again just to, you know, kind of touch up on that. It's probably going to be something that I'm going to have probably my brother or probably Saad on the pod to talk about it. Maybe somebody else. You never know. But if you happen to like this video, make sure that you hit that like button. As always, new to this channel, if you want to keep tabs, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to make sure that you keep your tabs and keep up to date to things, make sure that you hit that notification bell because then you will be caught up with everything. Other than that, man, he is I am him, Shemaine Manchi. I'm out. Do I have anything else? I don't think I do. I don't think I have anything. I do have something in store, wrestling related, Royal Club. That episode, my Busted Open episode, will be coming out. But before then, the other one will be dropping. The one that y'all been anticipating, me and the Ace back at it, back in this place, dropping the video. So that being said, man, I'm out. Later.